Imagine a judge presiding over a bitter corporate divorce, right? Millions of dollars are supposedly hidden in offshore accounts.
Yeah, completely obscured by these really complex ledgers.
Exactly. The judge knows the legal code perfectly, but I mean, they can't actually read a balance sheet, so who decides what the truth is? Welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a really fascinating breakdown of Paritash Contable.
Right, the accounting expertise in Mexico's justice system.
Yeah, and our mission today is to figure out how these accountants operate as this vital bridge between complex math and courtroom verdicts. Because honestly, without them, the legal system is completely vulnerable the second money is involved.
It really is. It highlights a critical blind spot in the justice system. I mean, a judge understands jurisprudence, sure, but they aren't equipped to decipher a sprawling web of international bank transfers.
Right, or unearth hidden assets in a messy inheritance.
Exactly. The accountant steps in to establish the actual economic reality of the case.
Okay, let's unpack this because reading the material, I couldn't help but picture them as like a financial CSI team.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Right. Or maybe even like a software API. You have the legal system and the financial system, and they literally can't communicate directly. So the accountant translates the raw data of one into the actionable legal truths of the other.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is the underlying mechanism of that translation. Justice is literally blind to math. The accountant provides the eyes.
So how does that play out in different cases?
Well, in a commercial dispute, they're the ones determining what a company's shares are actually worth before partners split. They track down the real material assets.
So things are divided fairly based on reality, not just legal claims.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you look at civil cases, like you mentioned, messy divorces or inheritances, they do the exact same thing.
And if they're that essential for private partners fighting over money, what happens when it's, say, an employee fighting a corporation?
The dynamic is exactly the same. In labor disputes, they dig into the company's books to calculate exact severance pay or, profit-sharing margins.
What about fighting the government, like a citizen against the state?
Oh, absolutely. On the fiscal side, say a business is fighting a massive tax assessment from the SAT, the Government Tax Authority. The tax authority doesn't just get the final word.
Right, you go to the administrative tribunal.
Yeah, the TFJA. The accountant goes there to mathematically prove the material reality of those operations, neutralizing the government's claims with hard data.
Okay, but if they wield that much power across all these legal branches, how do they actually construct evidence that holds up? I mean, the text says the process starts with studying a specific questionnaire from the involved parties.
Right, they only answer what they're specifically asked to analyze.
Wait, hold on. I need to push back on this. If they're auditing the books and they uncover like an obvious fake invoice, why can't they just write "this is fraud" in their report?
Because they are strictly forbidden from making legal value judgments.
Really? They can't just call it what it is?
Nope. They cannot declare guilt or innocence. That is the judge's exclusive domain. The source explicitly states they only dictate technical facts.
Wow, the tension there must be incredible. An accountant might look at a ledger and know instantly someone is lying.
Oh, for sure. But their report just points to the math. They essentially say, I traced this specific digital tax receipt across these 3 ledgers, and the money vanished here.
And they leave the judging entirely up to the judge.
That's wild. So what does the rest of the process look like?
It's basically a rigorous scientific method applied to money. After analyzing that initial questionnaire, they do the field work.
Which means reviewing CFDI tax receipts and physical ledgers.
Exactly, via a forensic audit. Then comes the critical translation phase. They draft a final report in plain language that the judge can actually understand.
But it still has to be backed up by rules, right?
Yeah, backed by NIF financial information standards. And they don't just mail this in, the final step is ratifying it. Right, they have to physically stand up in the courtroom, ratify the report, and orally defend their math under cross-examination.
Exactly. It's a highly pressurized environment.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Well, whether you are navigating a business contract, going through a complex divorce, or dealing with a massive tax dispute, legal rhetoric only gets you so far.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it comes down to the numbers.
Right. There are these scientists of numbers working behind the scenes to ensure that fairness is grounded in hard, verifiable financial data. The accountant wields just as much power over the verdict as the lawyers do, simply because they control the facts.
Which leaves us with a really compelling question about the future.
Yeah.
As financial software and AI become capable of instantly auditing and tracing every single digital transaction in real time,
Oh, yeah, that's a huge point.
right, will the human courtroom role of the Pareto accountable eventually become obsolete? Or will justice always require a human to stand up under oath and defend the truth of the numbers?